Hello, everyone. I welcome you to this episode of Helyn's Corner with yours truly, Lady Helyn. How are you? How was your week? I hope you had a great week. Well, you know what? Today I have a very interesting episode for you, which I have titled Create Wealth, and I have a special guest. But as is usual, join me as we praise and honor our mighty God. Father, Lord, thank you. We thank you for your grace. We thank you for your love. We thank you for your kindness. We thank you that you have enriched us and you have made our lives beautiful and our future so bright. We're indeed very grateful, Lord, and we love you. Well, again, welcome to this episode of Helyn's Corner. Well, as I said, today I have a special guest. A guest who will be speaking on the subject of wealth, on the subject of business, and of course, so many other things that I have lined up for us. But as we proceed, please, I want to ask that as you join us, if you have your questions, if you have your comments, please post them as I invite our guest on the broadcast. Okay, so hold on 1 second. Jane, thank you so much for joining us. Okay, so let me request someone to be added. And okay, if I can see this, I want to ask that Stephen Akintayo, if you can send me a request to put you on live. I will do that because I'm unable to do that right now. Okay, so please send me a request. Stephen Akitayo, if you can hear me, send me a request to add you to this broadcast. Okay, but as we do that, as we're waiting for that to happen, I want to say, in this world that we live in, you know, all of us, one thing that we all struggle with is getting more money. We all want to, be able to create wealth. We all want to be able to have more money with us. We all want to be able to do more with money. But the thing is, most times we are limited. We don't know how to go about it. We don't know how to, get this money. We don't know how to create wealth. But there are ways of doing this. So many times we find ourselves in jobs that we don't like. We find ourselves in jobs that don't get us any money or get us as much as we would like. At times we find ourselves, struggling, doing 2, 3 jobs, at times even 4. But there are ways that we can live a rich life and create wealth, not just wealth for today, not just wealth for ourselves, but wealth that will extend over and over and over, even to our next generation. So as we're discussing this, I just want to let me see if I can invite our guest again. And Stephen Akintayo. Okay, great. I'm adding on our guest for today, Stephen Akintayo. Stephen, are you there? If you can accept, okay, so let me see. Approve. There you go. I have added you to the broadcast.
Okay. How you doing today?
I am great. Are you there now?
Yeah, I'm here.
Fantastic. Look at you. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for
Good to
accepting to
see.
join us in this broadcast.
You're welcome. You're
How
welcome. You
are you?
looking, lovely. You're
Oh,
looking lovely.
thank you. Thank you
How
so,
you
so
doing?
much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Great. I hope you are having a great time in the US, right?
Yeah, it's been fun. I just finished preaching for a pastor friend of mine in Dallas.
Okay.
We had a great time in church today. We spoke on empowered to be financially free. For that's Empowerment Center is their financial month, financial empowerment month. So
Okay.
it's been great. I should be leaving for Houston on Wednesday. Then from Houston to Atlanta, then Atlanta to New York.
Wow. And we can't wait to have you in New York. We're going to be talking more about the New York event, which is, for those of you who are joining us, that's the flyer for the event
The flyer's out already.
Yes.
You are an action woman.
Oh, yes. We're not kidding. We're not kidding. So I'm gonna post this. But the post will be on my business page, which is Helyn's Corner. And Helyn, I spell it HELYNS apostrophe S corner. So if you go on Facebook and you type in Helyn's Corner, Helyn spelled HELYN apostrophe S and then corner, you would, send me an invite, like my page, and I'll accept it at the end of the broadcast so that you can have, access to this information. I can't post it on my personal page because Facebook is going to block it. It's a business advert. So that being said, Stephen Akintayo, it is an honor to have you on Helyn's Corner. Thank you for the acceptance, and at a very short notice, you accepted to be here. So let me start by asking, who is Stephen Akintayo?
Well, like I said, if you come back to this world again, just become a journalist, right? Because you're just so professional about, your media work and adding value to people. Thank you for having me. My name is Stephen Akintayo. I'm Africa's most sought after personal finance coach. I'm a serial entrepreneur, a speaker, an author, a husband, fathers to some people, and I'm just me,
You are
But
just
I'm a man of many things. I'm a man of many things.
And it's good that you said that because a lot of people say that it is at times difficult to multitask, that you just have to have a focus on one thing. But I'm of the school of thought that you can actually, be someone that handles so many things in your life at the same time because that's the way we were wired as human beings. We were not wired to handle just one thing. We were wired, like you said, to be a father, a brother, a husband, a mentor, a coach, a business mogul. Can I keep going on? Yes, we are all.
My head is swelling. My head is swelling.
So yes, we are all wired to do so many things at the same time. And I'm a big proponent, of course. I'm the messenger who brings a message on use your talent, talentpreneurship. And it's all about using your talent to be a blessing to people, using your talent to start a business or businesses, using your talent to make a difference in people's lives. And with us doing that, we can impact a lot of people, change lives, and make this world a better place. Now, let's start with you. What would you say are your areas of talent?
Well, for me, really, I love what you do in terms of talentpreneur, and I think it's a noble profession. And on the issue of being able to do multiple things, I would like to say that it's important to focus, get results in one before you begin to expand and grow other things. And I've learned over the years that what really makes people successful is not multiple talents, is maximizing the little talent they have. If you look at the parable of the talent, that scripture, we even read it today in the preaching I had in the church. One of the things I said was that the person who worked the most was the guy with the one talent, because the Bible says he went, and dug and hid the talent. So I'm sure he traveled many miles, because he must have looked for somewhere very secret, somewhere not that doesn't have too many people, so that they don't steal the talent. I'm sure he got big equipments and dig and dig and dig and dig, to be able to hide the talent. And then when the master returned, travel long distance again and then dig. So he worked harder than everybody else, but he did not maximize the potential. he did not value what he had. He did not multiply what he had. And when you look at that scripture, the Bible didn't say they should give the 1 talent to the man with the 2 talent and turn it to 4. They
Correct.
gave it to the man with the 5 talent who turned it to 10. So his became 11. So in life, to whom much is given, much is expected. And what God used to rank us is not about necessarily how much talent we have, but how well do we utilize and maximize our talent. I'm more of will I say, not really a talent person. I know that I am a good communicator, and even that too, I wouldn't say was a talent. I had to, build it. One of the things I say to people, you don't, you are never born a leader. You grow and learn and, train to become a leader. The same
Right.
way you can never find a born doctor or a born lawyer. You train to become that. And so many people may be watching me and you're probably like me, where you're not probably, it's good communicator. A lot of people don't know that even when I was growing up to the point at age 16, 17, I can't even look at one person eyeball to eyeball to have a conversation. I was that shy. Today I train people all over the world. You put me in a, crowd of 1 million people, I'm going to deliver. But that wasn't necessarily a talent. It was something I grew. I trained myself to become better at it. So there may be people watching me who are not really like Helyn, who has several talents, who are just so good. When Helyn talks, it's like you'll be eating the words, eh? But you can, grow and train yourself and get better and at whatever it is God has given you. You can do that. For me, it was I wanted to train people. I wanted to impact my world, and I kept getting better at training. Today, I run trainings all over the world. I do more than 50 international engagements, in a year alone. Entrepreneurship too wasn't like a talent. I would say that I just, got overnight. I was just a super entrepreneur. No, in fact, in entrepreneurship, I had failed in more than almost 20 businesses. I can't forget businesses I've had to do where I was literally counting the losses. One of them was early business I did was a bulk SMS business. I remember that every month I used to go to Redeem Camp. For those of you who know Nigeria, I will go with my manual machines and bags of popcorn and then be rolling the thing, buy popcorn, buy popcorn. The first time I did it, I made about 10,000 naira loss. And the next month I was back there again. This time around was 7,000 naira loss. The next time I was back there again, 5,000 naira loss. The next time I was back there again, till I had 1,000 naira loss. Hope there's hope now, you know, till my first 500 naira profit, you know.
That's
So again, people say, the guy is an entrepreneur. By the grace of God, we have over 20 subsidiaries in the US, in the UK, in Middle East, and in Africa. But it wasn't again a talent. It was something I had to train myself, fail over it. I tell people that nobody is interested in your talent. People are interested in your skill. And what, turn talent to skill is training and experience,
yes.
and that's why we must invest in growing whatever it is you feel is a talent. Okay, you have to hone that skill. You have to hone that talent and turn it to a skill.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody pay you for your talent. People only pay you for your
For your
skill.
skill.
Nobody invest in talent. People invest in skills. So you have to, and for you to do that, get mentors. Get a mentor. Somebody has passed through that. Somebody has done what you're about to do. Look at in the place of soccer. We'll now know Alex Wobi, who plays for Arsenal in Nigeria. Alex Wobi actually was a cousin to JJ Okocha. and was privileged to understudy JJ Okocha growing up, and then wanted to be successful in soccer. And JJ Okocha, of course, was able to make himself available to mentor Alex Iwobi. And today, JJ Okocha is no longer the reigning star. Alex Iwobi is the reigning star. And one of the things that I always tell people why I love what you're doing in terms of coaching people and inspiring people. And I learned this from a mentor. Whenever you see a football star that does not retire to become a coach, okay, he will soon pay to enter the same stadium others used to watch him play. But if he retires to become a coach, when the next reigning star scores, they will call him Coachy, and that way he will never lose relevance.
Correct. Correct. Oh my God, you said so much in that few minutes that you spoke. So many things. And that last point, that is a nail on the head. You absolutely hit it. And just like in my book, Talentpreneurship, A Guide to Turning Your Talents to Profit and Living a Purpose-Driven Life, I did speak about it in chapter 1, where I spoke about talent, skills, and passion, because they are all intertwined. Just like it said, you have a passion, yes, it's one thing. For you to develop that passion, that talent is another thing. And then for you to have the passion to drive yourself to utilize that skill and the passion that and the talents that you have is another whole different package. So everything comes together. You have to, like he said, he's had to school himself, develop himself in the areas that he did not even know about that he had. But when he knew that, okay, this opportunity came up, he developed that and he failed. On Helen's Corner, I have spoken about the other side of failure as one of my titles. And I said that the other side of failure, you have success. Just like he said, he's had many failed businesses, but today, just in case you missed it or I haven't mentioned it, Stephen Akintayo is a business mogul. He has mentioned that he has over 12 subsidiaries here in the US, and I'm sure he has others across the world, Nigeria and other countries that we can't even mention right now. So he has had to develop this through hard work, through determination, and through focus, like he said. So like we're discussing today, and for those of you who are on, those of you who are going to join us, I want to ask that you share this broadcast. Share this broadcast so that other people can be a part of it and learn from the words of wisdom that we are hearing from Stephen today. So please go ahead and click the share button. Now, Stephen, you had mentioned something about um, developing the skills that you have. And just like the topic we have today, which I have titled Create Wealth. Tell us about creating wealth. Let's start with this. What does wealth mean to you? What's your definition of wealth? And how can one create wealth?
Well, for me, I believe wealth is a store of value. When they say you are wealthy, it means you have cumulative stores of value or asset. And I tell people, I say the best way to make money is to trade value in exchange for cash. Okay, a lot of people who are trying to chase money never get it. I've met people who met me and they joined my coaching and they think they can make money overnight, and many of them got really frustrated because many are not necessarily interested in the journey of failure, the journey of getting better, the journey of not making it at the first time and then keep trying it. And people just want overnight success. So for me, wealth is a store of value, store of wealth, store of asset. An asset are things that are able to bring more returns for you. And so if you really desire to build wealth in life, in business, one of the major focus you want to have is to chase value. harness and grow your capacity for value. Learn a lot, build your value system. Have what I call your portfolios of value. The same way you buy shares, begin to buy values. And when I mean value, I'm talking about things that can add value, change somebody's life. Information. And in many cases, one of the major custodians or form of value is quality information. It's unfortunate that many of us do not have the right quality information at our disposal. And Africans are known that even when they have quality values, information, they then use it to bring each other down. And that's why we've not been able to build lasting wealth. I love what you're doing, inspiring people, teaching people. A lot of people are out there with a single mission of bringing other people down. They're the ones that are going to tell you what this person is not preaching, what this person is not teaching. They're going to be the one to tell you what happened to this person's husband or wife, or why this person is the devil incarnate. Meanwhile, you have decided, okay, to use the value you have to add value to, and I celebrate you for that. And I think
Thank you.
everybody should celebrate Helyn for what she's been doing for years, educating people, bringing value to people. So for me, if you want to create wealth, you need to begin to understand what value is about. Value in form of sport, value in form of entertainment, value in form of technology, value in form of agriculture. And that's what we're meaning when we say value. I'm not even talking about maybe moral values now, but that is, you are able to create a business that start feeding people, right?
Right.
In agriculture. So that is value. You're able, somebody decide to solve a transportation problem. Okay, and that is value, through Uber. So I tell people, if you want to create wealth, there are a couple of principles you need to follow. Number one, identify a global problem. Okay,
Sorry, Steven,
number one,
can I stop you? Can I pause? Just don't forget your trend of thought. I just wanted to say, for those of you
yeah,
who are online with us right now, Steven is giving some wonderful nuggets. So I would love for you, if you can type it in and share it as he's saying. Number one, he said wealth is equals to stored up value. Someone needs to type that in for me, please. Type it in so that people can see these valuable stuff that he is giving up. Now he's talking about ways to create value, right? That's what
yeah.
you're talking about. So please go ahead. And if you can type, if those of you on, please type it in so that others can, share from what he's sharing with us. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so the ways to build wealth or slash value. The first one is look for a global problem. Okay, it has to be global. If it's not global, I'm not interested. I tell people one of the major secrets to success is you start local but go global. And so from day one, that problem you're solving has to be global. So look for a global problem. Number two, look for how it is currently being solved. That's number two. Number one, look for a global problem. Number two, study how it's currently being solved. Number three, add something additional to the solution that is currently being provided for that problem. Okay, and I will give us a simple example of Uber. Now, Uber was solving a transportation problem globally. For you to move from point A to point B, you need to use a car or use a bus or use a train or use a plane. Now, if you're using a car, it's either your own car or a rental car. Now, in the case of the rental car, Uber was able to realize that many of the taxis, take a passenger and then in most cases return empty to maybe their garage or to the normal central parking area.
Right.
They return empty. Now that whole coming back empty, they've wasted gas and no value has been added. And so Uber founders studied that problem, transportation problem. Now they study the current solution, which is normal taxi, old taxi. If you go to London, they have their old taxis and all of that. And they study that if you're an old taxi, move you from St. Pancras in London to maybe Heathrow Airport. In most cases, the taxi will have to come back empty,
Right.
back to St. Pancras, and they were able to use a technology. That's what that number three. Look for something extra you can add to the solution to that global problem. And what Uber added is simply called a mobile app.
That's it.
And that mobile app was able to help, bridge the gap in such a way that you are somewhere you can order for a taxi. So while the taxi is dropping one passenger, the app is able to locate any other new passenger who is around that area who needs to move to another point. So the taxi doesn't just blow empty back to any location. It picks another person up from almost the same place. He just drops somebody and keeps making money. The same thing with the group one, where you can now even have two people or three people, and soon they move into food business.
Right.
So it's just simple concept. Number one, look for a global problem. Number two, study the global solution that is currently available. Number three, add something extra to that global solution that is currently being provided. Yeah, you
Okay.
want to say something?
Let's pause on that one. So before we go to number 4, for those of you who are on, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. For those of you who are posting, writing comments, Adeshina, David, Elder, Omo and me, Temidayo Samuels, and Bashir Balogun, and every other person that is on. I say thank you. Continue to post, leave your comments as well. But I just wanted to add to what Stephen just mentioned concerning how Uber had helped revolutionize the transportation industry here in the US, and I'm sure around the world. But the funny thing is, Stephen, we were operating that kind of system back home in, for instance, Nigeria. But the thing is, as at then, we did not have an app. So the app helped, and from the story I heard, he actually traveled to an African country, saw the way that we carried a lot of people in the taxis, and then, like you said, your number 2, your number 3, add to the solution. So he saw that there was a solution and he added to it. And like you said, the addition was the app. Now that app reaches a whole number of people all around, the location or the country where they're in. And with that, like you said, once he drops someone from point A to point B, from point
Yeah.
B, he's not running empty, but he's going to pick someone up. The app will locate someone else and tell him
Yeah.
to someone 5 minutes away or 2 minutes away and pick them up. So again, it's just creating wealth is about looking around you, like he said, create value, offer value. We have a lot of problems around us. We just need to open our eyes to see those problems and develop solutions for them. People, anybody here, there are people who are making money from selling sand. There are people who are making gazillion billions from the air. So there are ways that you can add value and get money and create wealth. So again, Steve, I take it on to you. So you are on number 4. And for those of you in
Yeah.
Brooklyn or in Queens, I want to invite you to be a part of this event, the Make More Money event. It's called Make More Money Workshop. It's going to hold at the Live Zone TV studios. It's on Linden Boulevard. I will be putting out the information. If you are on my post, those of you who have not added me as a friend, go on my page, add me as a friend, and you will see the information. Or like Helyn's Corner, you will see the flyer that you can get more information on so that you can be part of that event on the 18th of August. What you're hearing from Stephen is just the tip of the iceberg. Imagine what you're going to learn on the 18th of August. Mind blowing. So you don't want to miss that event. Again, 18th of August from 12 to 5, and it is going to be on Linden Boulevard in Queens. Steve, over to you. We're on point number 4.
Yeah, before I go to point number 4, I want to say that one of the reasons for poverty, particularly in Africa, is that we just hate problems, you know. People hate problems, people don't want you even hear people say it, I don't like wahala. I don't like problem. And you don't know that every problem has a money equivalent. Okay, so to hate problem is to hate money, literally,
Right.
because every problem has a money equivalent. The harder the solution to the problem, the more the money you make if you are
Correct.
the one that is able to provide the solution.